Hello, Zen Hotties. How are you doing? How are you feeling? It is 1 p.m. here in California. Still having my lemon water. I call my midday power routine, like the water that I have then, my fun water, because I always have my lemon water with warm lemon water in the morning, but in the afternoon, I like to have fun water. That means like I'll put collagen in it, or I'll put chlorophyll, or I'll just do lemon water. I'll let you guys jump on. Welcome to Lemon Water and Woke Words. I'm going to turn on my fan because it's hot in here. And today I want to talk to you guys about creating confidence. Remember, you guys can always write anything down in the comments, and I will answer whatever questions you guys have. But for the most part, I just come on here and riff about certain subjects. The intention with these things is just to connect with you guys and give you a little bit more insight about me, since it's not always the easiest thing for me to go on my stories. So confidence to me, it makes me laugh because, and I chose to talk about this today because I feel like it's, from talking to my clients, talking to friends, this is always a thing that kind of came up in terms of they used to be they would, whatever I do, I just really want to empower people, whether I'm, teaching a class, a Pilates class, or talking to my business clients. I'm going to put on my glasses because it's super hard for me to see, but now you can see my ring light, but it's okay. I don't have to squint anymore. But anyway, and a lot of times people say oh, but it's easy for you because you're just confident, or hey, how did you do this? How did you just start doing this? How did you get this confidence? And it's just confidence, I don't feel like it's something that you're necessarily born with. I think that some people are probably more they have a little bit of an attribute where they're very extroverted and things like that, and ultimately, just when people are born with certain body types, maybe they're just more athletic and things like that. But for the most part, just like a muscle, confidence is something that you can absolutely build. So and it's absolutely possible. So I want to tell you guys how you can do that for yourselves in different ways, whether it's just a practical way, an actionable way, or an energetic way, which I feel like those are the three ways to try to classify these, the different techniques and tools and things like that. Well, at least that's how I'm classifying and organizing it, because I'm an organizing nerd. But yeah, so confidence, just like a muscle, is just something that you work out every day. It is a practiced mindset. So it's not something that you just get and you're just good, you're confident, whatever. It is a practice mindset. If you are not, and I was just having this conversation with my group clients today, if you are not, thanks for the hearts, feeling uncomfortable and feeling unconfident and feeling like somebody's going to judge you, or what if something goes wrong, then it's likely that you're not even trying to challenge yourself. You're not even trying to reach for another level. You're not even trying to evolve past where you are in this comfort zone, right? So the first thing I would like to say is embrace the fact that maybe you don't feel so confident, right? That you have some of these negative feelings associated with whatever it is that you are putting out there, whether it's yourself or a product, or just meeting new people. And I guess that brings me to my next point, is it is absolutely a practice thing. I don't think that I am naturally confident. I am a little bit extroverted. I'm super introverted as well. I get my energy from people, and I also get my energy, I have to recoup my energy by myself in my alone time. My little Zen time is is definitely my little sanctuary type of place where I recoup my energy from being around a lot of people. And let me tell you, I've had times where I've had very, very little confidence. And I go into it a little bit, or a lot of it. I give you guys a lot of personal experiences in this next Power Through series that I'm doing, where I'm focusing on confidence. And I'm sharing with you how I kind of get through that next level that I'm experiencing these kind of self-doubt feelings, these limiting beliefs, these, things that like I'm afraid of being judged, or I'm afraid of, putting myself out there or meeting new people or whatever it was. So one of the way, like I'll give you guys an example. I definitely experienced a lot of self-doubt and lack of confidence when I moved from Miami to Toronto, because my world kind of got turned upside down. I literally didn't know a soul. I had quit a career, like a job that I was doing for 10 years. I had a new house, I had a new puppy, everything was brand new. Like, there was a new country, everything was brand new. I literally had zero that I was accustomed to. Like, nothing. Just my dog Jezebel. No friends in sight, no family in sight, nothing that I knew. Like, no job that carried over, nothing like that. I was starting a new career, starting my Pilates practice from zero. And this is a practical tool that I use to build that practice, which was, it's called just a reframe. So instead of thinking like, okay, I have nobody, nobody's supporting me, I just went out there and I put my best foot forward. I remember I used to post advertisements on like, Starbucks pin boards, announcement boards, and like the bus stops and stuff like that. And people would tell my boyfriend at the time, which, it was his city, I didn't know anybody, they'd be like, hey, I saw your girlfriend posting up things and stuff like that. And where I would be like, oh, I'm scared of what people might think or might judge me. I didn't care, right? Because ultimately my why of developing and starting my business and, growing my practice was way greater than anybody's opinion. In my head, what I used to repeat to myself is like, they're not paying my bills and they don't have anything that I want. So their opinions, whether it's good or bad, they really just mean nothing, So it could be a very practical way to kind of work on that confidence. And that's one way, is just to reframe whatever it is that could stop you, So and what I did was just the fact that like my why was way greater than anybody's judgments of me or opinions or what have you, right? But it was a tough time, I'm not gonna lie. It was a very, very tough time for me. I even developed social anxiety, you guys. I went from like partying for a living and talking to people and not being afraid to like, say anything or whatever, to like complete like social anxiety. I had no idea how to talk to people. The things that would come out of my mouth were like, what? Like, who? Like it just didn't make any sense. So it was tough. It was really tough. And like, it took a big, big toll on me to like have just so many unknowns around me at that time, that really what helped me was actually just focusing on what was working, which was creating my practice. My Pilates practice was working. I think at that time I was teaching like a few classes a week, like 45 minutes to some corporate people. And it felt really good. It felt really good to not have to think about my own shit for a little while, and not think about all the unknowns of my life in that time, and just focus on other people. So I just focused on what was working instead of all the things that weren't working, all the social anxiety, all the, just everything, basically. No friends, no family, all those things. So instead, I just focused on my practice, and that grew and grew and grew. And eventually, the rest of my life, in the confidence in the rest of the areas of my life, and friends, and like then I started making friends, and then I started, doing whatever, right? So the confidence just kind of grew because I just focused, instead of on what wasn't working, on one thing that was, and that was my Pilates practice. So I definitely attribute a lot to that. And then there was obviously so many tools, so many tools that you can use to develop your confidence. Um, my favorite tool is journaling, right? And I know it sounds like such a non-actionable thing, but how, like, confidence is really like this unwavering knowing within yourself, right? That you're good no matter what. But how do you attain that if you don't know who you are? And I feel like journaling is the best way to know who you are, because things come up from deep inside where you really are, like past all of the noise, and that's what comes up. And then you're like, oh, I'm dope. You know, why wouldn't anybody like me? Why wouldn't anybody else? And then you realize, like, you know, you start giving people the benefit of the doubt that what if they do support you? What if what you do does kind of like inspire them? What if, like, you know, any one of those things, you know? So I think journaling is like such an amazing tool just to see what comes up and to get to know yourself better. And the more you know yourself better, to the more you love yourself more, the more these, like, any, if there were any negative comments or things like that or opinions, they'd likely fall off, right? Like they would just roll right off of you because you have this unwavering confidence and self-love within yourself, right? um and like, you guys never know who you're inspiring. So that's another really practical kind of way to develop confidence, is just aspire to inspire. Because I remember, okay, don't laugh at me, you guys, do not laugh, but back in the day, like 2010, like right after the recession here in the US and stuff like that, when I was just a broke model chick living in LA, just doing a bunch of gigs and, you know, whatever. Like, one of the things that, like, you know, if I wasn't out trying to scour this impossible corporate world of like trying to get a job in the fashion industry, I wasn't trying to look up all the gigs that I could possibly do and the night jobs and this and that. I actually started a blog, and it was called Beauty, Brains, and Realness. Do not laugh at me, okay? It was 2010, and I got no regrets, except that, yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Like, I was just like writing, and it was like creative writing, and a lot of I would get fan mail, you guys, fan mail, like from people, and a lot of my fans were guys, because I would kind of let them into like the female brain, and I'd be like, this is what the girls like, or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, things like, when I put that out there, I didn't really know that I was putting myself out there until I knew that I was putting myself out there, you know. But before that, it's funny because I had a lot of people reach out and just say like, hey, like, the fact that you did that makes me feel like I can do something like that. Like, it makes me feel like I can put myself out there. So you guys, that's amazing. Like, right? Like, it's amazing what you can do by just being yourself and doing you. You know, you can literally inspire somebody else to also be who they are, you know, and do the things that they've been wanting to do. Like, it's just insane, you know. So, but I will tell you that, like, since then, you know, after that, like, my life got a little real. Like, I just didn't know what I wanted to share. You know, I just started going through my own things and stuff like that. But like, sometimes I think, like, because blogs were like big in those days, and then when I realized, like, not a lot of everybody wanted to hear what I had to say, they just didn't want to read as much as like I would write. So I'm like, okay, how do I like make this shorter or whatever? So then I got the idea to like go on YouTube, and then I hated videotaping myself and talking to myself on the camera. Go figure. So I was just like, maybe YouTube is not for me. But imagine if I had started my YouTube channel back in 2010. Whew. And then I had the impulse to translate my blog into a podcast back in like 2000, I don't know, like 12 or 13. Imagine if I would have started my podcast then. Like, holy shoot, right? Anyways, you guys never miss a boat, because here I am talking to you guys, doing the same thing. You know, never miss the boat. Never miss the boat. It's fine. You always get what I would not want to be anywhere else than where I am right here, doing what I'm doing. So no matter what, it all came out good. And I could do that anytime I want. But, right? So just another way to create confidence. And, you know, and I think the last thing, not the last thing, maybe I could talk to you guys a little bit longer, but the next thing I'll share with you guys is that, you know, sometimes it literally is like, my friends used to be like, well, how did you do it? Like, how do you just start? And I'm like, sometimes you just gotta fucking do it. Like, you just have to like feel the fear and just launch yourself into it. There's sometimes no other way. There's no like tool that you can just be like, I think I'm ready. Like, sometimes you just have to leap. That's it, you know? And what that is called is courage. Okay, so you just turn that fear right into courage. And then confidence is just practiced courage. Like, the more you just have enough courage to just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, then all of a sudden it just turns into confidence. And then when you reach for your next level, guess what? It's going to turn into courage again, you know, because now, you know, you go from this to like, you know, the next level, whatever that is. I don't know, TV, like from IGTV to regular TV. I don't know. You could better believe like I'd be super scared. So I guess another story. My first IGTV workout here, I was scared shitless. Like, couldn't sleep. My heart, like my chest was like, there was so much fire in my chest. Like, the anxiety was like eating me up. And I'm like, fuck, why am I doing this to myself, you know? Like, there's like, I don't have to do an IG workout. Like, why am I doing this? And, you know, it goes back to like that why. Okay, well, at the time it was like the pandemic. A lot of my students wanted me to teach classes, and I could, and I was launching a virtual business, and I'm like, well, if I can't do this, then I can't do it. You know what I mean? So I got to do it. And it went fine. You know, I did it, and then it would get easier after, you know, over a little while. And that's just how it is, you know? And then like I did my first workout on Carbon 38, which they have like, I don't know how many thousands of followers and stuff. And I was really excited about it, but I was also like crazy nervous. And let me tell you, everything that could have went wrong, 100% went wrong. I think the only way it could have gone worse is if like, I mean, my phone died. I didn't like so many things, you guys. I couldn't get another phone. I couldn't unlock the phone. I like so many things. I think like the only way it could have gone worse is if they had literally heard me drop the biggest F-bomb of my life, like on live. That's like the only way it could have gone worse. But nonetheless, got easier and easier over time. So trust me, like sometimes confidence is really just that. It looks like failure. And that's one of the main things that I teach. It's part of the framework that I teach in terms of like my Zen Hot Wellness method is how to develop a routine, a consistent routine and stuff like that. And failure is always just part of it. It's something that you embrace as it is simply just feedback. You know, it is simply just like, what could I have done better? What can I do better next time? What went well? You know, like that's it. Like failure is just literally like this part of life. So if you just kind of embrace it instead of fear it, you know, then it's just like you're just unstoppable. You know, you're unstoppable. So all of the things. And then of course, you know, there's so many other amazing tools like EFT, things that can kind of just get you past some of that angst, some of that those limiting beliefs and things like that I'll be sharing with you guys in the Power Through series. There's EFT, and then there's another tool, a very special tool that I developed. Well, technically my husband developed it, and it was during that time that I was having a really difficult time in Toronto, and he just had no idea how to help me. So he actually created something for me that I'll be sharing with all of you guys as a tool in the Power Through series. So if you want to really learn and know and be able to create that unstoppable confidence within yourself, then this next Power Through series that we are doing, it starts on Monday. It's going to be for you, okay? So, you know, if you've been feeling that pull, if there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to start, if there's just like a way you want to live and you want to like know how to really create that confidence and embody it within yourself, then this series is 100% for you. So not only will you get like all the workouts and things like that, but you'll also get, you know, the 3 coaching videos in terms of how to really develop your confidence in a practical way, in an actionable way, and an energetic way. All right, you guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are interested in the Power Through series, you want to chat more about it, go ahead and DM me the word power. And yeah, we can celebrate you together. There's a 20% off discount code in my link in bio. If you guys are ready, you're done, you're ready to go. We're going to start on Monday all together. But right now, the incentive is you know, for starting with us, I mean, not only do you get to like see me like face to face, ask me questions, do whatever you need to do. This is the only opportunity you get to do that because I'll be filming the actual workouts along, you know, while we do this together. And be in that energy with other amazing, ambitious, busy women just on a mission to be their best selves. I think that's like, I should say no more, but you'll also get my 4 weeks worth of my Zen F Wellness Planner. It's in digital form right now because it's still in beta testing. But yeah, that's really like my whole method in a planner, and that you can do on your own and with, you know, by yourself, just being able to really establish what a wellness routine looks like, okay, for you, in a very practical and mindful way. So you'll get that, and you'll be entered to win some Sweet Sweat products. I have the Sweet Sweat waist trimmer and also the floor gliders, because this next series you'll use ankle weights and floor gliders. So very minimal equipment. You could probably do without it if you really want to. But I already have that Power Through series 1.0, so we're taking it up a notch with this 2.0. And so I'm just showing you how to incorporate minimal equipment along with that. So yeah, guys, anything you guys need from me, you know where to find me. DM me the word power. We can have a little chat. And I'll see you guys in the Power Through series 2.0. Monday we start. All right, ciao.